I'm Richard Waters, and this is the LG G Watch. It's out this week, or at least it's available for order this week. It ships on July the 7th, and it is one of the first new smartwatches that run on Google's Android Wear software. This is the platform that Google officially rolled out at its developer conference this week, and it's meant to be the Android that takes over wearables in the same way that Android has already taken over smartphones. As you can see, it's a fairly chunky 1.65-inch screen, definitely not a fashion item unless you're very heavily into geek chic. This is in fact one of a couple of smartwatches that came out this week. The Samsung version, which also runs Android Wear, is even thicker. It's a really chunky item. So right now the only choice is square. There'll be a round one in the summer where Motorola comes out with something. But I think it's going to be very hard for these hardware companies to really distinguish their devices, because they all essentially do the same thing. And really, you don't buy these things because you like the look of them, or at least I wouldn't buy one for that reason. It's really what it does for you. So this is the screen. As you can see, it's always on dimly. It uses up battery power all the time. In my experience, the battery doesn't even last a day, which is going to be a big issue, I think, for this device. Touch it and it wakes up. There are 3 ways of interacting with it. You can swipe and see cards, and they're either notifications. This is tethered to your smartphone, so it's lifting notifications off your smartphone, or Google Now, the Google Now service that tries to serve up information that you want when you need it, like weather and things. So this is a message. You can respond to messages straight from the device, and I can go reply via EMS. Thanks, Tim, let's have lunch. And off it goes, automatically sent. So second form of input is just voice. What's the time? All right, so it picked up me saying voice search. If you click on this, it opens a page on your phone, opens a web page, and you can go to your phone and look at something. One of the drawbacks of this device is that although it's very simple and easy to use on your wrist, very often you're finding with apps and searches, you still have to pull out your smartphone to get the full benefit of it. And then the third thing are the apps, which are buried away at the bottom of the screen at the moment. These are early trial apps. You can do things like, if it works, a little language test. There we go. Let's try a little language test. What's Spanish for bread? Very simple, not terribly useful, and so it's really a question of whether developers can find things that you really want to use this for. So that's the first real Google smartwatch. At the moment, it still feels like a technology in search of a purpose, and I suspect you'll still be pulling out your smartphone rather than glancing at your wrist for some time. This is Richard Waters with the Financial Times in San Francisco.